What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Tony Ferguson on one of the more intriguing storylines in the preseason. Daniel Sprong, Pittsburgh Penguins second-round pick, possibly breaking camp with the team and getting a 9-game look-see. Obviously last year he was dumb. Here's my thing with Sprong, and we're going to start off. I don't understand why he fell into the second round. I don't understand why he was in a position for the Penguins to draft him in the second round. As a Q rookie with Charlottetown in 2013-2014, he had 68 points in 67 games. And then last year as a second-year player in Charlottetown, 88 points in 68 games. So the offensive numbers are there as a draft-eligible, decent-sized kid, plenty of offensive creativity, and you're like, so he went to the second round. I know there were, questions, I guess, about his work ethic and his defensive acumen, but I don't give a shit. You score 39 goals as a draft eligible in the queue, then I'm taking a second round pick. I'm taking a first round pick on you. It's just that simple. And he graded out as a first round pick, I might add, on the Power Play with CJ draft. So just FYI. But to be out there with the City Crosby with Evgeny Malkin is great in the preseason, and I think he could, and I think it would be pretty cool if he did get a 9-game look with the Pens. But the bottom line is, you're entrusting a lot of responsibility to an 18-year-old player right there. Looking good with those guys, in a 5-6 game, preseason window is great. Over 82 games, it's tough. And this is, someone wrote, I actually said on my Penguins preview, this is the deepest team they've had in a long time, and that's factoring the Kessel edition. They have a ton of high-end talent, see Crosby, Malkin, and Kessel, and then their depth players don't suck either. So finding consistent minutes on this team is going to be tough. Electric offensive player, phenomenal wrist shot, definitely an NHL player down the line. No two ways about that in my eyes. But you've got to look at the reality of the situation with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, they're right. The top three teams in the Eastern Conference, I've said it, Tampa, New York, Montreal. That's the top run. Pittsburgh is right at that fourth spot, and they could easily break out and be in that top run themselves. So we'll see what happens. It's tough to throw a teenage kid in the fire like this, especially with the, not only is it the best league in the world, but how many times have guys looked good in a window with Crosby? I think was Luka Caputi at one point had a couple good games playing on that line. We're still waiting for Bo Bennett to become the offensive complement, the complement to Sid and Gino on the wing. I know a lot about Bennett as he hasn't been healthy, but how many times in the Crosby Malkin era in Pittsburgh, has there always been that that young winger that's gonna ride shotgun with one of those guys? And bottom line is it's usually a veteran, whether it's Pascal Dupuis, James Neal, guys like Chris Kunitz, guys like that end up playing with them, just because the tempo of the game. And have to think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead to keep up with those players is tough. So it's hard to knock on Sprong. I think he'll get there. I think he definitely has a future as a top 6 forward in the NHL. And if that happens in Pittsburgh, which they have his rights, but you never know with the trade deadline and stuff like that. They could move him for more assets. He definitely be a 40-goal guy with the big guys they have down there. But I'm curious to see what the next thing is for him. If they do give him 9 regular season games before they make a call, what does he do in those 9 games? What kind of minutes is he getting? Is he getting power play minutes? Is he playing with Crosby and Malkin? Whoever. That's the questions that are going to be asked. What's best for his long-term development? If I'm the Penguins, I send him back to Charlottetown this year, let him absolutely dominate, and then see where he is. Next year in camp, and maybe makes team at 19. So we'll see what happens. Definitely an intriguing storyline. Hell of a player. Should have gone higher. It's the nature of the beast of the NHL draft, though. Anyway, that's our episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes for the off season and beyond. Later, guys. A preseason. Duh.